Thank you. Guys. Okay, yeah. You guys sound like me when I left the lawyer's office when the divorce went final. This is my first, it's my first time publicly I'm allowed to announce the divorce is final. So now I can kind of talk about everything, you know? Because before I had to be very careful. My lawyer would always be like, you know, Gary, I don't want you saying that. I don't want you saying that. I was like, all right, I'll fall back. But now I can really talk about everything, you know, because it's funny, like, I remember when my divorce hit TMZ and everybody thinks you're supposed to be depressed and everything. Then the next morning I woke up, I go to Instagram, man, my DMs was popping. But I didn't have a bunch of Instagram models hit me up. I had a bunch of fucking aunties. Everybody hit me up. You looking for a cougar? You single now, you looking for a cougar? I'm like, I'm in my 40s. That means a cougar's pushing 70. What the fuck am I gonna do with that? Just shows up at the hotel. How you doing? Do with me what you will. I can't get pregnant no more. What the hell? Saying weird shit in the bedroom. Oh my God, Gary. You remind me of my first husband, God rest his soul. What the fuck? I think, here's the thing about, the funny thing being a public figure and having your divorce play out on social media. It's funny because I think when you don't know somebody, but you follow them on social media, I think the two things that always catches your eye, especially me, is one, a divorce. You wonder what happened, what went wrong. The other one that gets me is like when somebody dies unexpectedly and you see this random rest in peace post, but they don't say how they died. And that's really all you want to know. And they'll be like, we need prayers for the family. And you'd be like, but how'd he die though? So you start reading all the comments, nobody's saying shit, just a bunch of prayer hands. You start Googling the name, nothing pops up. And then one person will step up and make the comment we all wanted to make. They'll actually type it out. Well, what happened? And they get killed. Motherfucker, you can't say that shit. That's disrespectful to the family. I'm like, well, that's what the fuck we all want to know. 'Cause let me tell you something. If you gonna get on social media and ask me to pray for somebody because they died, I got to know how they died. Because my prayers are different depending on your death. I don't have one prayer that covers all the death. Like, okay, like, so if you in a car accident, that's an accident. That's not your fault. You get 100% of my prayers. Lord, I'm not gonna question your timing. I'm just gonna miss my friend. Tell him to hi to my grandpa, amen. Now you out there robbing motherfuckers, and you robbed the wrong motherfucker, and you got, that's a different type of prayer. You don't get the car accident prayer, you get the robbing motherfucker prayer. Lord, I understand that my friend took that free will a little too far. If you let him into heaven, be careful, he steals a lot, okay? He stole a hoodie out of my locker in 7th grade. He stole my lunch money in 8th grade. He's a thief, Lord. So one day, if you look up at the pearly gates and you're missing the pearly, he's probably got it. All right, amen-ish. Like, thing about it is like, I'm not a bitter divorcee, you know? I still like seeing happy couples at my show, you know? I like seeing guys and girls out with their husband, wives, boyfriend, girlfriends, because if comedians, we do our job, you leave the show, you're in a good mood, and fellas, you get to go home and spoon, and grab a kitty, and try to stick something in. That's a great night. That's just not where I'm at in my life right now. Like when this show's over, I'm going back to my hotel, logging on to tastyblacks.com and calling it a night. That's a real website, you guys should check it out. I've probably been on a little too much lately, because if you type in Gary, all lowercase, you get 10% off for the premium content, so something I'm doing for my fans. But it's, you know, that's a good page. I got a lot of good categories. I like to go to the interracial page. I like to put myself in the scenes, you know, because I'm not gonna watch black on black porn for what? I'm not in that movie. You know, some of these adult films now, like when I was growing up, you know, a porn, you knew it. It was a DVD, VHS tape, threw it in, and boom. And you knew what it was. The acting was bad, the lighting was bad, the bodies was bad. Now, a lot of these websites, you get enough views, they run ads on them. I was on Tasty Blacks one night, you know, and I was ready to go. You know, just getting ready for my show, so I wanted to pregame, so I lowered the blackout curtains, double locked the door, had the lotion out, I had the laptop over here so no one would get on it. I pressed play. And then it was like, I felt like I was watching an ad. I didn't know I was watching the adult film. Because it was this lady, this realtor, showing this guy around the house. And I was like, why would they show this before the movie? I'm trying to stay up, like, come on. Because they were asking real questions. The realtor was taking the guy around the house. We do have a 30-year mortgage, no money down. We do have an HOA. And then they went upstairs. Oh my God. They went upstairs and the real estate agent just dropped to her knees. Started sucking the guy off. I was like, man, she's really trying to get that commission. Like it was so real, like for about 6 months, every city I went to, I would go house hunting, thinking it might pop off. Never did. Thought I'd get that one real estate agent having a bad run. Just look at him and so Gary, tell me, what we gotta do to get you in this house? What you trying to do to get me in this house? So, I haven't given up though. I'm gonna go look at a house tomorrow in Dublin. And then go where the money is. So whatever. It's funny too, like, I think there's always a variety of reasons why people get divorced, but I think a big one for me, the finality of it was when COVID hit. Because when COVID hit, I read on the internet, they's like, divorce rates are gonna go up. And I was like, no, we good, we solid. But you gotta realize, I'm a comedian. My whole marriage, I was gone every weekend. COVID hits, I'm home 4 months straight. I started looking around the house like, hey, this ain't what I thought it was, you know? And then my dog picked up on it first. When you got a good dog, dogs know shit ain't right in the house. Cause when COVID hit, I take my dog on a walk, normal walks, you know? Wake up at 7 a.m., walk my dog till 7:30, we back at the house. Then it hit me, wait a minute, this is the only time I'm by myself all day. So the walks start getting longer and longer. We leave at 7 a.m., come home at noon. My dog started looking at me like, you going through something? You gotta talk to her, Gary. I can't walk this song. I'm a Yorkie. You gotta get a bigger dog with bigger legs. And you know, Yorkies are little. They think they big though. They don't know they little. Mine wasn't. My Yorkie was little and knew it was little and acted accordingly. We got about 2 months into COVID. She got sick of them 5-hour hikes. My dog changed. She started getting angry, started barking at everybody. And her barks started to sound like help. You know, just help! Help! You can talk. My dog can talk. Then one day my dog just quit walking. I ain't never seen a dog quit. She just stopped. Fuck it. No, I'm done. I picked her up, walked her back to the house. Next morning I woke up, I thought it was a one-day strike. I was like, come on, Olive, time to go for a walk, 7 a.m. Swear to God, I saw my dog shake her head no. Then she started backing up to the back of her cage, like, where's she going? I looked down at her, she was looking back at me like one of them abused dogs in those 1-800 commercials. Swear I heard Sarah McLachlan in the background. I was like, come on, Olive. In the arms of the angel, will you run? It's funny too, like people always ask you too, like, if you could go redo anything in your marriage, would you do something different? I was like, there's certain days I like to relive, for sure. I remember one day, there's a couple days. One big one though, I like to relive this day over, because one time I was flying with my ex, and I got upgraded and she didn't. And I got the email like 3 days prior. I just didn't say shit till we got to the gate. Because I remember I walked up, I looked at it, I said, oh my God, look, I just got upgraded. She's like, what? I was like, can I go sit in the front? I remember she just looked at me. She was like, take your ass to the front, see what the fuck happens. I remember in that very moment, I was thinking to myself, kind of wish I was married to a white woman right now. Because in my brain, my white wives would have said, Gary, you work so hard for this family. You have given us a beautiful home. I drive a beautiful car fully paid for. Our kids are in private school. You deserve that first class. So you go spread out. You too tall to be back here in the back. You've earned it. You go spread out. But that's not what I got. I got take your ass to the front. See what the fuck happens. Let me tell you something. If I would have known that day that my marriage is gonna end in an ugly ass public divorce, I would have taken my ass to the front that day. It's such a weird thing till I look back on it, I go, why the fuck was I so scared? Like, what the fuck was she gonna do? We were at the airport. I can't explain it. It's like it's some kind of a black woman energy. I don't know what it is, but it's scary. And you gotta be in it to know what I'm talking about. I don't know what white, Latino, or Asian women energy is. I don't know, but I know what a black woman energy is, and it's scary. Because I remember sitting there at the airport, I started looking around like, is some of her cousins here? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, if I sit in the front, they gonna pick me up in the back, homie. What the fuck you doing? Because I look back on it, she wasn't loud. She didn't make a scene. She said it real subtle. Take your ass to the front, see what the fuck happens. I can't explain it, man. But I realized if I was gonna redo that day, I would have had to match her black woman energy with my own black woman energy. I couldn't match her with white man energy. That ain't gonna work. I've tried that. It never worked. So if I could relive that day, I have to match her energy with my own black woman energy. So the minute she said, take your ass to the front, see what the fuck happens, I would have came back at her. Well, I'm gonna take my ass to the front. I wanna see what the fuck's gonna happen. Show me what the fuck's gonna happen. I date across that motherfucking curtain. I date across that motherfucking curtain. I didn't say that, I didn't say that. I just took my seat in the back. These peanuts are pretty good. Are these planters? Sea salt in these or something. Can't believe I got 14 of them in this tiny bag. I'm full. I think I remember that flight so vividly. It wasn't because that just happened. That was the beginning of the flight. So once I realized I'm not going to the front, I said, well, let's have some fun with it. So she had a middle seat. So I said, look, you board before me. I'll be the last person on the plane. When I get on the plane, we'll ask the person in the window of the aisle if they want to switch. But we ain't gonna tell them which coaster first. We just gonna see if they cool. So she boarded. I'm the last on the plane. There was a lady in the window. I went to her first. I said, excuse me, ma'am. You might switch the seats so I can sit next to my wife? She was like, no. Right back to the window. I was like, dang, no discussion. Okay. Young dude in the aisle. Went to him next. Like, excuse me, man. You might switch the seats? He's like, I don't care. He grabbed his little Nike bag. He didn't even ask where my seat was. I gave him my ticket. He got about 3 rows up. He goes, hey, man, this is first. This is first. I said, I know, enjoy it. The lady in the window looked over. I said, don't. You said no, remember, no. So now we're about an hour into the flight, and I see that young kid walking back towards our row. We back in the 30s. He's in row 2. I said, why is he walking back here? He was like, hey, Gary, they're giving us lunch. You want anything to eat? I said, no, go eat. He about to give me his food. I was like, dude, I got peanuts. 14 of them, sea salt. So now we land. You know, when you're back in the 30s, it takes you about 15 minutes to deboard. I get off the plane. Guess who was waiting on me as soon as I got off the plane? That young kid again to say thank you for letting him ride him first. So now, me and him are walking to the baggage claim together. And we're just sitting there, and he's talking a mile a minute. He's like, oh my God, dude, I've never flown first before. I had lasagna. I had a chocolate chip cookie. He's like, I'm only 19 years old. They thought I was you. I got to drink the whole flight. I said, wait a minute, what the fuck you just say? That's when I realized he was drunk as fuck. He's staggering the baggage claim. His mom was at the carousel. Hey, baby. I said, we got to go. We got to go. He's fucked up. We got to get out of here. I wonder what happened to him. He was cool.